Hey everyone, I'm Rachel,
And I'm David.
and we are staying at the Fantasy Springs Hotel at Tokyo Disney Resort. Come with us and we'll show you around. Let's go! The Tokyo DisneySea Fantasy Springs Hotel is a deluxe type hotel that opened in June 2024 to accompany the newest land in the Tokyo Disney Resort. The Fantasy Springs Hotel and land are not themed to a particular Disney character or movie. Instead, they're themed around a variety of magical springs in the shapes of some familiar characters, said to be discovered by a rich duchess. The duchess loved the springs so much that she built a home around them big enough for everyone to come and visit. If you follow the colorful water of the springs, you can enter the kingdoms where story tales come to life.
The hotel is split into two wings, the Fantasy Chateau and the Grand Chateau. Since only guests staying in the Grand Chateau have access to that area, we'll only be covering the Fantasy Chateau side in this video. But the Grand Chateau looks gorgeous, and if you can afford the hefty price tag, we'd recommend giving it a try.
We booked this hotel as part of our Tokyo Disney vacation package, and it was my first choice of place to stay since it was the newest hotel on property and the rooms were supposed to be heavily themed to Rapunzel, my favorite Disney princess. It's extremely hard to book, so much so that there are no nights available for the entire available booking period as we make this video. You can book 6 months out if you're purchasing a vacation package, or 4 months out if you're booking a room only, subject to availability. As of the date of this recording, only guests staying at Fantasy Springs Hotel can go inside. They don't even allow non-guests into their restaurant. Our first experience was when we went the night before to pick up our vacation package. That whole process was super quick and easy, especially compared to how complicated it seemed while going through the booking process. Just after spending a few minutes in the hotel, we knew it was special. I got emotional. We walked into the Fantasy Springs Hotel.
True, this is Rachel's first reaction.
I don't know.
The Fantasy Springs Hotel has like its own smell to it. It's really interesting.
And it's beautiful, and it's just pretty and clean, and it's just so nice here. All of the hallways were spacious and seemed extremely accessible. They were also decorated with beautiful mosaics of different characters, which was a pretty touch. There are several types of rooms available, including some that face Fantasy Springs and others that do not. Rooms accommodate either 4 or 5 people in twin beds, with the 5-person rooms also including an alcove bed. Rooms can have a view of Fantasy Springs, the Rose Courtyard, the hotel entrance, or the parking lot, which they refer to as the Bayside. Our room was a Fantasy Chateau Rose Courtside Superior Alcove room, Park View. Let's take you on a room tour. All right, so we're in room 6107, which is a Rose Court room in the Fantasy Chateau. Let's go see the room. So this is our room. As you can see, it's decorated with some really cool artwork. This is just a full-length mirror. And then also with artwork, of course, we have Rapunzel here, who's my favorite. And then is a closet, which we had to hang our jackets up because it was very wet today. But really nice wooden hangers, a shoe brush, and a shoe horn, and then, of course, your Fantasy Springs slippers, which is 2 different kinds. There's Fantasy Springs special ones. Silky soft, actually. And then there's ones with the Dapper Mickey. They also feel pretty soft, pretty plush. And a luggage rack, which is useful. I'm going to get that out. And yes, an extra pillow, which David will, I'm sure, be using tonight. Awesome. And then there's one of the vents right here for the air conditioner.
That's the intake.
We just turned on the air and it's getting cool pretty fast, so that's nice. All right, and then that leads us to the bathroom, which it does just have this pocket door, so that's not necessarily ideal, but it also has 2 separate doors for each of the utility rooms, we'll say. But first you start off with a beautiful mirror, and look, you get Raymond up there. He's so cute. And just pretty mood lighting. Some really nice cups. They look like they're glass. They're not glass, but they're plastic. And then hand soap, which is wonderful. But look at these cute little cups. And these you can take because they're covered in plastic. They're meant to be taken. Yeah, take me home with you. So, and it says Fantasy Springs on the back. We'll be taking probably one of those. And then your toothbrush kits and amenity kits. And then also look at the towels. They're Fantasy Springs branded. You got your tissues. You also have like a hamper with more Fantasy Springs branded towels. and a stool in case your little one can't make it up to where you're supposed to go. I'm assuming there is oh, there's more than just a hair dryer in here. There's a hairbrush and more toothbrush bits under the hair dryer, which it's sparkly. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a sparkly hair dryer. I think it's gonna be pretty decent. All right, and so you have a toilet room over here, and of course it has a bidet just like every toilet in Japan. And the buttons are really nice on the wall. Oh, the toilet paper feels pretty it's decent. And then this is the shower room, and as you can see, we have another Tiana scene painted here. And you can't tell the light's on, but it is on right now because it turned it on the floor. So you go in here. These rooms in these Disney hotels are kind of different. Like, it's a full shower room. You can shower actually standing in over here, or you can shower in the tub. It has a beautiful mural, has more Fantasy Springs towels, and they have their own shampoo, conditioner, and body wash as well. It's all very nice and very like clean and new and just very relaxing. The colors are really nice. And we have this vanity area, and sorry, we just kind of put our stuff in here because we just checked in after a long park day. But a beautiful mirror and makeup area. And then we have a little kettle here in case you want to make some tea in the morning, and a little ice bucket. You got a 2-prong plug right here, so you can plug something in, and then you have some mood lighting. And then in here is where you keep all the fancy things for your tea kettle. Even has little coasters. I might take some of those with us. But like very fancy china, it looks like. It's actually not glass, but it looks really nice.
It looks really nice, yeah.
It'll make you feel fancy in the morning. And then under here we have a fridge. And they did actually have some water in here for us already, which was nice. Then we brought some waters of our own. It was actually keeping the waters cold.
So first thing in this room you're gonna see is the TV, and it's got like this beautiful inlay here. This outlet for the TV. It's really nice. So it is like synthetic wood, but I think they did a really good job of kind of theming this room. And here you got your safe. Pretty basic. It's actually a little different because it's one of the lift up kind. You might not have seen those. Those aren't like super common or anything. But it's got directions there in English, so that'll be good. And here's just an empty drawer.
Soft close.
Yeah, soft close drawers. So. And here we got some beautiful pajamas with the Fantasy Springs logo. A Japanese medium is actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. And they got large also. There's pants and shirts. So pants are underneath there. Those you don't want to keep. They'll charge you for those, so keep that in mind.
Only if it's wrapped in plastic usually is when you can take it with you.
Yeah, that makes sense. And they got their laundry service. Now on this TV, you actually have kind of full control of it.
Oh yeah, it's open.
You'll be able to reach the back pretty easily, and yeah, even just touching right here, I can feel HDMI ports, so that's gonna be pretty easy to get to. And behind Rachel here, we have a thermostat. So we knocked it down to 60 first thing. Goes okay, even integers. Weird. Celsius, Fahrenheit. Pretty basic. Now, Rachel mentioned earlier already once that the room is starting to feel like it's getting cool already, and I'm feeling it too, so I have pretty high expectations for this particular one. But directly below the thermostat, there's another 2-prong plug down there, which seems to be a theme in these Disney hotels. Yeah, this artwork is really pretty. Just for your luggage or your feet or whatever. So I'm gonna try the bed, but first I want to check out the side table here. And here we got some stationery, unbranded pen.
Oh,
sad time. But some emergency numbers, looks like front desk and stuff there, so that's good to have. Phone here. You got direct voice. You can leave voicemails for other hotel guests and service hotline. I think that's probably just the front desk. So, and back here is the good stuff. This is a USB, regular USB, 2-prong US outlet, 2-prong US outlet, USB. So both sides get the same little setup. Another little room card showing off who helped clean your room. It's actually a really pretty little card. So I love that they do that stuff here. So I think that's really nice, and it adds a little bit of a personal touch. So
That looks like those are the light control.
oh, actually, yeah. Let's give it a shot here.
Oh.
Yeah. So sorry, the room.
No, the camera adjusted for it. Oh,
I'm
there's
just
like a
pushing all.
spotlight. Look,
Yeah.
it's like it's the reading light.
Yeah, that's the reading light. Actually, that's pretty cool. So what else do we got here? Inside this drawer, we got another super flashlight, safety flashlight. These are actually pretty cool.
And these are free to take.
Yeah,
You can take
you swipe.
postcards and
Everybody swipe these, okay? Because they want you to, honestly. And that'd be pretty cool if you can fill them out. There are places to mail things from this hotel. That's gonna be us tomorrow.
yeah, that is us. Except we're not gonna be dressed that fancy.
There's no way I can dress that fancy and go to a theme park. So not sure what that is.
How to use a toilet during a power outage. So to say. Well, all right. Useful information to have.
It is. And I guess you would see it because you'd be reaching for the flashlight.
That's it.
Now, one of the things I really like about this room is this. It seems so simple, but the way this curves and things like that, like there's etching in this. Like this is actually textured. I mean, you feel it. And that's like the kind of attention to detail that you're kind of looking for with Tokyo Disneyland in particular. So I just love things like that. And, you know, this feels like it flows really nicely and it heads into this mirror setup and that leads into the TV. So I just think the way they did it is like really brilliant and it's just a really gorgeous room in general.
Well, and you have Pascal there.
You do, you got a little hidden Pascal. Right there, you give him a little pet. So other than that, this side doesn't have a Pascal for some reason.
Because there's only one of them.
Oh, that makes sense. David's gonna test this bed out. See how this goes. I can't promise I'm gonna get up. So this bed is actually fairly firm. I can feel the pressure coming back up. It's not plush, but that doesn't mean it's not comfortable. It feels like it's actually free quality. And you know, a lot of people prefer fur beds. I'm a plush bed kind of guy, but I give this bed probably like right now it's like a 7.5 out of 10. But if it wasn't a day that I was pretty beat up, it's probably closer to like a 6 out of 10. So
all right, I'm gonna test the bed now, which I will get back up, unfortunately.
I had to too.
Oh, I agree with your ratings. It's probably too firm for my liking normally, but 6 if I'm just looking at it objectively, 7.5 if I'm looking at it from theme park.
Okay, I think that's fair.
So this is my absolute favorite part of this entire room.
That's why we booked this room.
It is why we booked this room, so I could have this nook. Just look at how cute it is. It's Rapunzel, and she's just got all of her hair, and the sun. Like, I mean, how, like, this just makes sense.
She was ready for this.
I was ready for this.
It's a very, very unique art style. Hold on, let me get a little bit closer here.
It's just, it looks like a lot of the art that she paints when you watch the movie. Like, she paints in this kind of style. So I love this nook. If we were going to be in this room longer, I'd probably spend a lot of time over here. I'm very glad that we got this room.
It's gorgeous. This area in general, I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but honestly, it's huge.
It is huge.
Like,
I think this technically counts as a bed.
I could see that. Yeah, you could definitely have a kid sleep in here.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I love these green chairs. They're very cushiony, and they also give you these bags. I'm gonna open it to show you guys what you'll get. This is included. You can take it with you. Yeah, it's a reusable shopping bag. And look, it has a little Mickey and Minnie. It says Tokyo DisneySea Fantasy Springs Hotel. And there's 2 of them because you have 2 guests. Also just this beautiful flower artwork on the wall, like the flower theme and the organic like animals and just wildlife theme flows through the entire room. Kind of what David was saying about how the wood work. But I feel like these flowers flow into the wood that flow into, you know, the whole rest of the room. So.
Since we booked through the vacation package and they do not itemize the invoice, we don't really know how much the exact cost of our room was. We were able to find some information online, and rooms cost anywhere between $300 to $600 per night depending on the time of year. That is definitely higher than we like to pay for hotel rooms, but the price does come with some great perks.
The first is the proximity to Fantasy Springs, which is the newest Disneyland in the world, and a second entrance to the DisneySea park. Not only do some rooms, as well as common spaces, have views of the park, but there's a private entrance right outside the doors into Fantasy Springs. This entrance can only be used by hotel guests. They are so serious about this that you're issued dated paper passes for each person in your room that you must show both when entering and exiting using that pathway. This entrance is a game changer if you plan on starting your day in Fantasy Springs, as anyone coming from the main entrance will have to make a 15-minute walk in order to reach that area.
Another great perk is that you get happy entry for each night you stay, which is Tokyo's version of early entry. At check-in, the front desk gives you one paper happy entry pass per person that allows you a 15-minute head start into the park as compared to guests who are not staying at a Disney hotel. While every Tokyo Disney hotel gets happy entry to Disneyland, very limited hotels give it for Tokyo DisneySea at this time.
This hotel is also super exclusive. Since only those staying at this hotel can enter, it's never crowded, and reservations for the restaurant and lounge are all guaranteed for guests. They also have a selection of special merchandise that can only be purchased while staying there. Outside of the perks that are special to the Fantasy Springs Hotel, you also get the normal Tokyo Disney hotel perks, like close proximity to the monorail, free luggage storage and transfer to or from another Disney hotel, and free slippers, cups, postcards, and toiletry items to use as you see fit. Lastly, staying at a Disney hotel guarantees you can purchase a ticket for the dates of your stay. There are kiosks in each hotel to buy the tickets, or you can purchase them online. The parks can sell out, so the guaranteed entry is a nice cushion if you're traveling for your visit.
The hotel also has all the normal amenities you need, including a lobby lounge, buffet-style restaurant, shop, convenience store, home delivery counter, bell desk, and even a laundry room. Home delivery is only available if you live in Japan, but the bell desk luggage storage process was quick and easy.
Besides the utility of the hotel and the access to the parks, there are a few things that really set it apart. For one, there are parts of Fantasy Springs you can only see from inside the hotel, including a beautiful fountain themed around Beauty and the Beast and another of Mickey and the Beanstalk. The entire place smells like roses, but not in a cloying way, and is decorated with soft flowery touches everywhere, including a giant peacock made of them.
And if you watch any of our other videos about Tokyo Disney Resort, you might get sick of hearing us say this, but the cast members were outstanding. They really take care of you here, from the bellhops to the front desk, and even the tellers working the convenience stores. Everyone was so smiley, helpful, and kind.
And now that we've shown you the hotel, we're headed for a magical day at Fantasy Springs and Tokyo DisneySea.
Thanks everybody for joining us on our overview of the Fantasy Springs Hotel. This hotel is so new and bright and gorgeous. Everything is just so clean and vibrant, and it even has its own smell. It's just been a delight, and it's right next to the park. It had its own entrance, and obviously I love Rapunzel, and I was excited for the Rapunzel things in the room, but it's not just that. The entire hotel just feels special. And it's very high class, high end, but it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it honestly is so gorgeous, and I came into this thinking we might have messed up not staying at the Miracosta when we had the chance. But after staying here, it actually is kind of the same concept, right? You have a really gorgeous hotel that's attached directly to a park. It doesn't get any easier than that. The only thing that's kind of wonky with it, I would say, is you don't enter through the port of entry that you do like everybody else. But you come in through Fantasy Springs, which is honestly, in my opinion, significantly more gorgeous. So I can't emphasize enough just how beautiful this portion of the park is. But I think it's just a perfect place to stay. And I really honestly think it's worth saving and doing it if you're kind of considering it. I wouldn't cheap out and go with a lesser hotel. I think it's worth the upcharge, personally. So if this is a once in a lifetime trip you're planning and you're considering this hotel, I think it's an amazing choice. I don't think you're going to regret it. I just think that this hotel is a notch above. Everything is quality. The attention to detail is ridiculous here. And like Rachel said, it just feels special. there's a ambiance to this place. I want to stay here again. So
We definitely would already just come back and stay here again.
yeah.
So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more travel content from us, please like the video and subscribe on YouTube. But for now, I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
And we hope this video helped you find the right direction for your next adventure. Bye!